Hello, everybody. It's good to see you. It's amazing. Sometimes you push these buttons and you have to push them again and again and again. And finally, they connect and everything goes right. Anyway, it's time to go live, so they say. And got my two friends with me, got Ruby and Wayne. Todd would have been here, but his daughter is doing state band finals, state competition this today, which seems a little unusual to me that it's on Tuesday and not on Friday or Saturday, but that's the way it is. So I'm going to put you guys in the background for right now and show them what we're
Okay.
going to get on with here for just a minute. I was watching, I don't know, either Raffin or Tomislav doing their four ways for this month, and they were doing Morris and Pestle. I thought, why not? I haven't jumped in on that one for a while, so I'm going to do that. We're going to start off with this really nice piece of wood, and I happen to know what it is. It's maple. This will be our mortar, and then I've got a real nice piece of that's brown with yellow streaks in it, and they say that's mesquite. So that's what we're going to work with today, and we'll see how we get on in here in this next hour or so. So as I get this stuff ready to go, I'm going to let I guess Wayne will read us off this week. That sound all
Yes,
right, Wayne?
yeah, it's my turn this week, so
Okay.
I'll start from the top. And Jennifer is first in. Good evening, Jennifer. Larry's in. Obviously, Ruby is here. Um, right, Jennifer, Ruby has said that she'll show you the sweater off a bit later. We'll get that done at some point.
Yeah.
And
Chris
Chris start.
Charlton's in. I've only just started, Ruby.
Okay.
Let me kind of
I'm not
interrupt
too
for
bad
just
at the moment, Jennifer. Thanks for asking.
I'm going to interrupt for just a
Paul
second,
Norfolk
and
Hunter's in. Yep, carry on.
I'm gonna say that I'm not gonna do the normal shape for my mortar. I'm gonna do more of a bowl, maybe even a closed bowl shape, at least on the exterior. Um, as I was watching Thomas Slav, he did a closed form bowl. It was pretty neat, and I thought that is different from the normal. So that's kind of I'm going to go for something different. Don't know exactly what shape we're going to use, but we're going to have something just a bit different. Carry on there, Wayne.
Okay, so Chris Charlton has said to Ruby, if we stand at the stage door, will you stop and sign autographs as you leave? And Ruby has replied, I will, as long as it's not on a check. And Pete's in. Pete from Twisted Trees is in. Good morning, Pete. Larry's in, Roger Kent's in, Dale's in, Mike's in, Chris Bailey's in.
Hey, Chris.
I'm still going down. I'm still going down.
Todd at Glen Cove.
Yeah, Todd's here. Evening, Todd. Gav is in. Evening, Gav. YouTube asks you to authorize stupid things.
And
But anyway,
Mike Evans has joined us.
evening, Mike. LG Woodworks is here. Vineyard Farmhouse is here. Can't remember his name. I'm sorry about that.
Brian.
Brian.
And thanks, Chris.
Oh, there's another one. Gav has said, evening, Lucy, with a kiss, and it's been asking to get authorised. What's that about? And another one, Jennifer.
Well, we're glad Lucy's with us.
Evening, Lucy. Alex is in. Alex Wurzel's in. Evening, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Is that like they're asking you to authorize a comment?
Yeah, Yeah, it comes up. There was been a couple of them that have come up and say either show or hide. So I've obviously shown them. Roger Wallam's here. Evening, Roger. There's another one. This message is held for review, and it's Lucy saying hi, Jennifer.
Oh dear.
Must
Anyway,
be going to
it,
be one of those days with YouTube.
yeah.
It's not coming up on mine.
Are you on the StreamYard one or the YouTube one?
StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm on the YouTube one.
Spun by Green Jeans has joined us.
Good evening.
Hey, John.
Paul is asking a question. Is that what we call hard maple in the UK? I'm not too sure on that one, to tell you the truth, Paul.
It probably is, Paul.
I don't know what kind of maple this is. I know it's maple, but what kind of maple, I don't know.
Lucy is really getting picked on tonight. That's another one from Lucy, which is just an ordinary comment, which was held for review, which obviously
Lucy.
I have put through.
Lucy, what are you doing to us here? Taking our family-friendly show to new heights or new lows.
Yeah, but the thing is, she's not saying anything out of the ordinary.
It's just
Pick
YouTube,
on,
isn't it?
pick on Lucy evening.
Yep, Malcolm Douglas has just come in. Evening, Malcolm.
Hi, Malcolm.
Mike has said about Chris. Mike
Yeah.
has replied to Chris and says, I heard Gav spent that much time behind the bike sheds at school that they made him pay rent.
Gav has replied, not quite, Mike, but nearly.
Woodwind Paul's just come in. Good evening.
And Todd says that Lucy has always been the problem child around here.
Yeah, Lucy said that YouTube's picking on her. That's it. Bloody YouTube picking on the smallest person in the house.
That's right. That's right. All right, got to change my angle of my tool rest so I get to this top side. I'm going to stay with going with the grain.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a little easier that way.
And Andy's just come in.
Hi,
Andy the
Andy.
Hollywood.
So you two better quit picking on Lucy because Andy's here now.
Yeah, and you don't want to pick it on him. He's about 9 foot tall. Lucy's saying, Wayne, where is AGK when you need him? Because Andrew's a bit on the short side as well. Not as short as Lucy, mind.
Pretty close.
That makes him close to my size.
Yep.
And Rob is in from Copper Owl. Evening, Rob.
Hi,
Hey,
Rob.
Rob. Let's see.
Oh,
Yep, I still got a
God.
square spot here.
Yeah, and Andy has just put in our local kitchen fitter got arrested yesterday.
Oh no.
He got done for counterfeiting.
That reminds me, I shared, Ruby, I shared your, how can you tell that a joke's a dad joke? And it got several knowns.
Okay.
You don't remember that one?
Not particularly.
It becomes apparent.
Right.
And now you remember. You were trying to forget that one, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that was up in.
Dealer said he's at 5'6", not exactly tall.
I'm what, about 5'4"?
I think Lucy's about 4'10". She will correct me if I'm wrong about that.
Well, I am definitely taller than Emma Cook.
Oh, Emma is 4'10", definitely.
Wow, I've still got 4 big flat spots here.
Well, when I come over to England in next October to demonstrate at the AWGB symposium in Stratford on Avon, Emma's going to be demonstrating as well.
Yeah, Lucy's saying Emma's 4'10". She's 5 foot.
And Jennifer's my height. And thanks, Jennifer. The sweater that Jennifer is referring to is one I picked up when I was in Ireland and visited the Aran Islands. I just really love the wool and the color that it happened to be, so I made a point of grabbing it. And Malcolm, I'll be looking forward to meeting you there as well.
And Chris Charlton has said the wheels on the wagon Emma drives are bigger than Emma. I don't think I don't think she's driving anymore. Emma was a long distance lorry driver.
Mm.
Well, that's nice. Alex is going to be in Stratford since that's his local area. I have no idea what I'm demonstrating. I gave them a choice and they haven't let me know what they want to see.
Isn't that interesting how you do that? And they ask you to come work, and then you give them choices of what you're willing to do for them, and then they don't tell you.
Well, I think I'm a little different than many of the demonstrators in that I don't have a specialty. I do a wide variety of types of turnings.
Right.
You know, like I can do texturing and coloring, but I can do very high end sort of painting on them. But it's not something I would demonstrate because that kind of thing takes a long time to do. And it's not something somebody else can pick up quickly. So I try and keep demonstrations to things um, that they would be interested in and could do themselves.
Right. I am going against the grain here, but I needed to get a nice continual curve, and we'll check it out here in a second. And if I
Now,
need to, I can scrape with the grain and get it
yeah,
correct.
Gav is asking you, Ruby, what gifts would you like when people see you at the symposium?
Oh, I don't need any gifts, thanks. Just for you to come up and identify yourself and say hello. And I'd even take a hug or two.
Mike has said, for some reason, I thought Emma drove a motorbike. Well, as a job, she was a lorry driver.
Mm-hmm. I think she quit, what, 2 years ago, didn't she?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, yeah. Yeah, Lucy's just, sorry, Jennifer just put that in.
And LJ was asking if you use standard scrapers, Doug.
I do once in a while. I've only got one. Um,
Well, you know, the Easy Wood rougher works really well for that.
sure does. Sure does. This whole thing could be done with Easy Wood tools without any problem.
Yep.
I've used Easy Woods a lot recently,
Yeah,
both for
but I think LG was asking about standard scrapers as opposed to carbides.
yeah.
As long as the wood is of a suitable hardness, scrapers work really well.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a very soft wood, you'd probably find gouges are a better choice.
Absolutely.
Like each tool is designed for its own use, and that's what you should sort of go for and understand what the uses of each tool are. Could we try a tailstock camera just for that part?
Sure. It's funny how this one is bleached out now. Last week, well, I guess it was this camera that was so much better. It had been green, and we got the colors right on it anyway. And my face camera has been out, and it's back on now. I'm not
It's,
sure what
it's temperamental guy, that's all.
I know it. It was a weird thing. I'm not real sure what I did to get it running again, but
Probably
it
turned
is.
it off and turned it back on again.
Well, I did that several times before.
And the
It is.
angry woodturner has joined us late as
Hey,
usual.
Roger.
We're glad you're here, Raj.
Tell you what, I've been seeing a lot of nice turnings here lately
Oh,
uh,
so have I.
from so many different people. You mentioned Chris Bailey being in the chat a while ago, and Chris has been doing some lives during his lunch break from work. Did a couple of candlesticks today while he was waiting on the refrigerator repairman to get his job done.
Hmm.
Well, there's basically my well, not basically. There is my outside. I think I'm happy with that. I kind of like the shape. Let's see if I go there. You can see it as well. Pretty nice shape. A fairly wide bottom. Got just a little bead here. A little bit of a closed form. I'm going to turn my dust collector on and do just a little bit of sanding.
Yeah, for a mortar and pestle, you do need a wide base.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
stability.
you don't want it flopping over on you.
And Mike says that the Museum of Mechanical Art and Design is in Stratford and it's worth a visit. So next year I'll check that out when I'm there. Thanks, Mike.
It sounds like a fun thing to go see and while you're there.
Oh, absolutely. That's the nice thing about traveling and seeing other people and turners and what they use and how they use them and the styles that they come up with of turning because they're all so different.
Absolutely.
And you can pick up all kinds of ideas from other people. So it was nice hearing the Irish accent again. Although there were a few people I really honestly could not understand at all. Now, Paul says with different tools and supplies easily available, people are giving lots more techniques a go with some great results.
Yeah,
And
Absolutely.
what I try and encourage people to do is look around at the different crafts that are available. Take, for example, something as simple as chip carving. And, with just a chip carving knife, you could add a lot of texture and design to a simple piece like this
Oh,
is.
yeah, sure.
Like if you found somebody in a local shop or in the neighborhood or whatever that does decorative art, decorative painting, you could pick up little tips and tricks from them.
what
Um,
I certainly over the past few years, what I did was check out different art channels on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
to see if I could adapt any of the techniques that are being used on the art channels to wood turning.
like another way to do that is check out the art of points for drawing mandalas on pieces. I mean, let's face it, making dots on pieces is not a very hard skill to learn. but you
Right.
could pick up all kinds of ideas from watching how they do it and the color choices they make that make certain designs look good and which ones they choose that aren't as appealing. And learning to choose your colors is, with anything that's painted in any way, shape, or form, that's the skill that you need to develop.
Had a friend when I was in middle school. I'm just looking at this piece of wood. Very pretty piece of wood. Needs a little more sanding. There's a strange grain right there that's kind of wanted to tear out a little bit. It's at the end of this. I wish that light wasn't quite so bright. Anyway, a little bit right there. Some nice figure there. Plain grain there, but I've got 2/3 of this thing that has some beautiful grain on it. In fact, let me go ahead and spray that with some alcohol just so you can see. Hopefully, you can see it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's much better.
wow.
It's going to be great, isn't
No, that's going to be better than great.
it? All right.
I'm really glad you did that. That really takes
Yeah,
it to another level.
absolutely. Lets you actually see what's there. All right. Get rid of the stab center. There we go. My my sizing on my tenon was almost perfect. Love it when that happens.
After a while, you kind of develop an eye for it.
Well, since I was doing it down next to my tailstock or next to my live center, I was kind of gauging it against my live center. And these particular jaws, if I get it down real close to the tail center, it's just about perfect. So
Okay. And
just about.
as Lawrence has pointed out, don't forget the thumbs up, folks. And
Yeah,
later on,
appreciate
if you go back in, hit the thumbs up and leave a comment for Doug.
it. Absolutely. Going do the thumbs up while you're in, and what I've found helps the algorithm, or what most people have found helps the algorithm as much as anything, is to come back in after the live stream is over and leave your comment then in the
Yep.
comment section. Um, it really tells YouTube that there's something special going on here.
Holland
Okay.
Woodworks has just come in, and
Hey.
he's also said he just released his Mortar and Pestle video a few minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good.
Great.
You watch the Four Ways videos too, huh? All right. There we
And
go. Now we're ready.
as the angry woodturner says, Mother Nature sure makes us look good sometimes.
Yeah, doesn't it just?
And Mike and Lucy were having a discussion about the fact that a lot of stores uh, look at you strangely if you want to pay by cash. And I encounter that a lot because I try and use a credit card as little as possible when I travel. And I've run into places that literally would not take cash,
Hmm.
in which case I just leave the merchandise behind and leave the store.
I remember one time going to Harrogate a good few years ago. This was, and as per usual, I was staying at the Premier Inn, and I'd already pre-booked, and I went in. Now, was it at Harrogate or was it at Maker Central at the Hilton? Either way, I went to pay cash for the room, and they wanted to see identification because I was paying cash.
Oh my word. Well,
Hmm.
that didn't help at all. Tried changing the settings just slightly, hoping you could see this just a little better, but not to be.
And Heather just
Uh,
sent me a photo of a Métis dot painting she did on a dish.
Ah, very good.
And then, wow, that really came out lovely, Heather. She off center turned it so that she had a wide moon shape rim, and then she did her dot painting on there. Um, Maybe later when you have time, I can just show it up from my phone,
Well,
Doug.
you should. Well, if it's on your phone, yeah, you'll have to show it on your phone. But if you've actually got it on your laptop or anything, you should be able to share the screen. But if it's on your phone, you'll probably just be able to do it on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we have time, yeah, I'd like to show it to you.
Sure.
But there's an example of just taking something and applying it to another art form.
Right.
And, it can change it totally.
Now, Peter said what I said earlier about showing ID because I was paying cash. That's been standard in all UK hotels for years. He's also said, but at least we don't have to present our IDs for the local police to pick up every night like most of Europe.
That's true, and I found traveling overseas it's not uncommon to be asked for ID in hotels and that.
But we have to do the same thing here. Even making a reservation, we have to show our ID first thing.
Now, Holland Woodworks has said that Mike from Dancers has some of the coolest things I've ever seen made on a lathe. Yep,
Absolutely.
and I totally agree. Totally
No,
agree.
no question. No question.
I'd like to spend 2 weeks with Mike. And Paul suggested, Doug, you might use a little paper screen in front of your light just to diffuse it a bit so the image is not blowing out.
Possibly.
And
This
Rob
is a.
from
Go
It
ahead.
might, to tell you the truth, it might just be with the type of lighting that Doug's using.
yeah, and Rob from
Well,
Copper Owl has joined us. Hi, Rob.
he's been here for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, but I haven't had a chance to say anything.
All right, okay. And oh, sorry, Rob from Klingspor's just come in.
Right.
Rob from Copper Owl has been
All
here
right.
for a while.
I'm sorry. I
Hello,
meant
abrasive Rob.
Rob from Klingspor.
The light that's causing the issue is a LED. It's one of those fan looking things. Gives me lots of great light, but on light colored wood like this, it really blows out the picture. And going back to what kind of maple this is, yes, it is very hard. So
So
it's
it's
not.
likely a sugar maple then. And the way it came up, that brown color when you sprayed it kind of indicates that that's probably what it is. In which case, using a carbide tool on cutting that would work very well.
Right, I'm going to be back in a couple of minutes. Just got to go
Alrighty.
somewhere.
Okie doke.
Alrighty, let's try the number one hollower just to see how things go. And I'll tell you how it's going to go. It's going to go fantastically. Number one hollower, if it won't cut it, nothing will cut it.
Now, Lucy and Pete are having a discussion about. In fact, Lucy's probably not old enough to remember pound notes. There's been pound coins for decades. I can remember them. And Lucy's reply, the halfpenny was still around when she was born.
Now, the one thing I need to be sure I do is get a nice, even curve through here. Feeling a little lump.
What I often do when I'm turning and I'm trying to get something like that is I feel with my finger, if I find a spot that has like a ridge, I'll
Mm-hmm.
reach in with a pencil and mark it. And then I can see it when I'm turning and I can make sure I take it out.
Right.
And Boz has joined us. Good evening, Boz.
Hey, boss. Excuse me. I've had a dry cough for about 3 weeks now, and it's just an annoying kind of thing.
I have too, so you're not alone.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the larger finisher just to smooth things out.
And Mike says old halfpennies were exactly the same size as a twopence piece. He made a fortune as a kid using them in slot machines.
Evening, Baz.
Oh, we're getting there now. Got a little divot in the bottom I want to get out, which means
Yeah.
cutting before I get to the divot.
Now, the reason Doug's cutting the way he is because this is a side grain piece.
Yes.
And Paul remembers when he could get 2 fruit salad chews for a halfpenny when he was a kid.
Yeah, it would be the fruit salad ones and the licorice ones.
Mike says those and
Yeah,
blackjack.
blackjacks. Yeah, Mike, that's the ones I was meaning.
Now, that should feel a lot smoother on this. I'm still quite thick everywhere, even in the bottom, but this is a pestle. It's going to have a lot of pressure put on it. It doesn't need to be super deep.
Yep.
This piece, as it sits right now, from bottom to top, is 3 5/8, and inside it's 1 3/4. I could go just a little deeper, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really deep enough, actually.
Yeah, Pete's the same as me. He still remembers farthings.
I remember those as well.
So, Pete, seeing as how you remember farthings, what was the bird that was on the farthing?
It was a raven, wasn't it?
Nope.
A wren.
There you go.
Ah.
We're going back to the 50s and early 60s now.
Well, when I travel, I keep a supply of coins and monies from different countries. So I've got an envelope for New Zealand, one for Australia, one for Europe, and one for British pounds.
Oh my goodness.
And I refresh my memory on the coinage before I travel overseas.
Yeah. When we went to, I made my trip to Germany, I had to get some money when I was there, and it was a little different. Of course,
Well,
Canadian money is quite a bit different from ours as well. But
one thing about Canadian and American money, we have basically the same coinage. We just have different images on them.
yeah,
And Paul Hunter has said chocolate cigarettes for pennies and shredded coconut tobacco, all marketed as children. Yeah, I remember both of those.
Yeah, we had candy cigarettes that were sugar.
Yep.
They're they were horrible,
Well,
but we
back then
loved them.
a lot of kids smoked as well.
Yeah.
They still do.
I don't understand that because back in the 60s, I can remember in the classroom teaching kids the dangers of smoking and stuff. And the fact that they even still sell them amazes me.
Okay, a couple of things come up here. Lucy's put in Wayne. Is that 50 or 60 BC before Clasper? And Mike has put in a challenge that I must try sometime is piercing the ship on the back of an old halfpenny. A jeweler did one for his mum.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, Holland Woodworks has said, talking about the candy cigarettes, still had those around not long ago, but they changed them to candy sticks and took the red dot off the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they can disguise it how they want. Kids' imagination will still take it
Absolutely.
where they want.
Absolutely. Just going back, I had a where that line was going through. I think it's an inclusion, uh, but it's a little rugged.
Now, before you get done, Doug, what finish are you going to put on this?
I'm going to use walnut oil on it, inside and out.
Okay, that's food
Um,
safe, so it should work well.
yep. 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 That's the whole point. If it's ever going to be used, it might as well be finished from the beginning with a finish that can be used in the kitchen. And I do use a wood finishing walnut oil. It's been heated to kill the enzymes, filtered to take them out, um, so that it's as safe as it can be. Nothing is 100% safe, but it's as safe as possible. So that's one reason I use it. And if somebody gets it and they want to do something different, use it more decorative, they can put something else on it if they want to, because the walnut oil does cure. The other thing I was going to say about walnut oil is you can get walnut oil that has not been cured or not been heated and filtered at the grocery store. It's used for not only cooking but also for salad dressing. So it's a good oil to use. Anything that could be used in the kitchen.
Mm.
Bring this back forward.
And Pete was saying when he went through Germany, he picked up some Danish krona. He needed 50 for the train, but he got 500 by accident. He rode on down to the south of France and went into a bank to exchange it for euros, and they didn't recognize it as money. I guess you'll
Hmm.
just have to go back to Denmark then, Pete.
Oh my, that was when we went to Germany, and I told you a while ago we had to find a bank and get some money, and so we got marks and everything went well. We thought we got a really good exchange rate, better than it would have been had we got our money in the United States before we flew across the pond. And so we spent our week there, had a great time, spent most of our money, but we thought, we ought to exchange our money, go take it back to U.S. currency before we go, be a little easier, and it was very easy. But the exchange rate had changed, and we made even more money.
Oh,
Maybe
So
excellent.
So we did
Now,
excellent on both ends.
yeah, Micah said a lot of places don't recognise Scottish bills as money, and this was a reply to Pete. Now, I've got to say, I live in Scotland, and over the years, I've travelled down to England to various shows and had Scottish bills, and I have never had a problem going into English shops, English pubs, English hotels, and using Scottish notes. Never had a problem.
Hmm.
And Dale says he can remember penny candies, 25-cent gas, and cars without seat belts, and riding a bike without a helmet. I can too,
Yeah.
Dale. So
Yeah.
you're giving our age away. In fact,
I
we
can
used to
remember.
travel in the back of a truck, a pickup truck, and you just bounced around back there.
Let's see. Well, where is it? Oh, there it is. Couldn't locate my walnut oil, but I've got it now.
And Paula said that a lot of developing countries prefer US dollars rather than local currencies.
Well, sure they do.
It's a little more stable than their local currencies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you don't need as much paper. Now, I'm about skint, I am, which means I don't have a hell of a lot of money, but there are certain countries that I could still go to and be a millionaire.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, let's face it, you are a Scot, so you should be a little skinty. Heck, my mom was from Dundee, so she passed that on to me. And Lucy has pointed out that Egypt likes pounds sterling or dollars. Maybe an overhead view would show us how that color's showing up there.
I'm going to take it off the chuck and show you.
Okay.
Let's see. Let
Hold
me
it
switch
back
to
a
this.
bit. Yeah.
Use
Switch
the
this other
overhead.
camera.
See if the overhead works better, Doug.
Yeah, that's showing up nicely.
Here's that.
Great
There's that
color.
pretty side.
Yeah, I
That,
like
that
this.
nice
Love it.
inclusion, and that inclusion's on the inside as well. So anyway, going to be a nice piece. Nice piece. Let's get the switched over here, and we'll get to the other half.
And Micah said, nice shape, Doug, and I agree with him.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's something different. It's not the norm. I didn't want to do the norm. Um, everybody does the little apothecary kind of thing, and I wanted to stay away from that. And when I saw Thomas Lobbs, I thought, you know, he's a better turner than me, and much better known than me. And if he can do it, I can do it. So, anyhow,
Now, Doug, I've got to ask: is mesquite, which you think this is that quite a hardwood?
yes, it is very hard.
Right, good, because that's when you're doing a mortar and pestle, you need to have both a hardwood for the mortar and a hardwood for the pestle, so it'll
Right.
actually crush down what you want to do
Mm-hmm.
without damaging the wood on both sides,
Yep.
or both pieces, I should say.
Well,
Yeah, and that was
mesquite tends to grow in a desert area, and it has a fair amount of silica in it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So we will probably have to change tools a couple of times just because of the general nature.
Now, Pete is saying that base is looking a bit too stable. How are you going to get all the spices spilt on the floor with that? And
Exactly.
Paul has said it looks great and it still has a nice bit of weight to push against. I agree, Paul. Pete, I do miss your sense of humor when I visit you.
That sounded wrong when you said that, Ruby, for some reason.
In what way? He's a nice
Well,
man.
yeah,
I,
but you
I,
said,
I enjoy his sense of humor.
yeah, but that's not how it came out. You said, I really miss your sense of humor when you visit him. So does he not have a sense of humor when you visit?
No, he definitely has a sense of humor. He has a great sense of humor.
Lisa, stop.
And Ward's in. Evening, Ward.
Hey, Ward. Hope everything is well on the West Coast. Just letting the tool cut as the wood comes to it, not forcing it. And y'all can't see it. There's quite the shine on this wood even now.
Yeah, I can see it on the top. And Pete said that's because he has to behave when Lisa is around, because she hits him with a cricket bat.
Nice and smooth. That feels like I've run over it with a skew, but just my half-inch bowl gouge. I think there
Now,
is there's a crack here, so I'm going to make this in the bottom, and this will be the handle.
Yeah.
Even though, if I'm fortunate enough, I think we can go through the crack, get rid of it, where both ends could be used. But we're going to start off with this, the handle, and this is the bottom.
And Al's just come in. Good evening, Al.
Hey, Al. Speaking of skews, let's go to a half-inch skew. Raise the tool rest, bring it in a bit closer. Leave myself a cut line here. Since Pete's here and reminds me that we need a cut line, and he's right.
Al, we are making a mortar and pestle tonight.
Good to see you, Al. It's you've been missing. I know you've had some things you needed to do, and I don't fault you at all for that. I miss seeing you. Let's see. This doesn't have to be forever long. Another good reason I think we'll get beyond this crack is we can shorten it.
And Jamie's just come in as well. Good evening, Jamie. Sorry for interrupting there, Doug.
Hi, Jamie.
Just rolling around that end. Again, letting the skew do the work. If I force it, I guarantee you I'll get a catch.
You don't have a wider skew?
I do, but I like this one better.
Okay, fair enough.
And Gava said this could turn into an unfortunate shape real quick.
Yeah,
I
it
was, I
could.
was, I was trying not to mention that.
And Jamie has said he found a picture today. For I think it must be about me. I found a picture today that you took ages ago, Wayne. I dread to think.
And Mike says he hopes he can pull off the Vladimir Bolotov sculpture as a turning because it's getting a lot of likes on Facebook. I'd like to see it too, Mike. I'm looking forward to it.
Don't want it Yeah, I don't want it too round. I want it a little flatter, so that it matches a little closer to the bottom of my bowl.
I've just had a look at that picture, Jamie. I don't remember that. Unless you're extracting the urine.
And Pete says he has a collection of Wayne's sunset pictures and has tried to interpret them on many turnings.
I tried that a few times, Pete, and I just couldn't get, especially when you've got the sunset coming through the clouds with the rays and everything. I tried to do that quite a few times, and I just couldn't manage it.
And Gav was asking Mike what this piece is that he's going to attempt to turn, and it's a 12-pointed star that looks like it's pierced. You have to have a very good imagination in your head to piece together a piece like that and determine how it's going to come together.
Yeah, and it's apart from anything else, it's the mathematics involved as well. And
Well, if anyone can do it, Mike can do it. I have total
yeah,
faith and confidence in him.
and it's not just the mathematics. It's once you've worked the mathematics out, you've got to work out how to build the jig to do it.
Mm-hmm. And have the skill to put it all together.
And Jamie said he was successful once doing one of Wayne's sunsets. He just used ebonizing lacquer. The sun was right down. Good
Nice
one,
one,
Jamie.
Jamie.
That was a good one. I think I might even be able to accomplish that one.
This piece of mesquite is turning much nicer than some that I've heard. Some that I've had has been tough. Dull your tool so fast.
If you have a 3/8 by 3/8 beading parting tool, you could make this cut with that as well.
If I only had one.
That's probably one of my favorite tools. It's just so versatile. You can use it as a parting tool, you can create beads with it, and you can use it as a skew or a scraper. And Mike's asking if everyone saw Steve Twidell's last piece. Now that is
yes.
amazing Woodturner.
Yeah,
it was what he calls a tornado. He turned it, and then it's off center turned on, I think it was 10 axes, and then he pierced it, and it did win an award at the Irish Woodturning Festival, and he showed us how he did it, and it was a work of art, no question.
And he had the sphere sitting on top of that piece as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
All right, that gets that out of the way.
Well, thanks, Gav. Gav made himself a beading parting tool, and he found it was a real game changer for him turning beads.
Very good.
And Jennifer is going to have to go. Her eyes won't stay open, and she says, "Take care, everyone." Good night, Jennifer.
Good night,
Night.
Jennifer.
It's only 9 o'clock over there.
Yeah, I know, but I think Jennifer's had a busy few days. Her and hubby went down to see the Wizardry in Wood show.
Yes, she did. Or they did.
And but I think they've been doing other stuff over the past couple of weeks as well. So she probably is going to be a bit on the tired side.
Now, Ward is saying his Sorby half-inch bowl gouge has finally gotten too small to sharpen. Any advice as to replacement or just buy another Sorby? If the Sorby works
Um,
for you, I would suggest buying another one, but don't throw your old one out. If you
no,
take it and you sharpen a pyramid on the end of it, it becomes a great, what we call a pointy tool for
either
just
that,
making a line into the wood.
either that, or you can reshape it to make a beading tool.
Yes,
But if you are going to stick with Robert Sorby, I would recommend going with the Robert Sorby with the gold one, the gold
Mm-hmm.
coloured one, which has the tungsten. It's not tungsten carbide. It's
Tungsten nitride, isn't it?
yeah, something like that. Because the edge lasts about 3 times longer than the ordinary Sorbies.
yes.
Mike has said, I've never used a Sorby bowl gouge, but I have no complaints about the Hamlet one. Very good company to work with, Hamlet. They
Yes,
do
they are.
very good gouges. And Gava said, I like the Crown Cryo. Um, and the Crown Cryo that's been cryogenically treated, so it puts all the molecules of the steel sort of in one line, so that keeps the edge harder as well. Mike has said titanium nitride. Thank you, Mike, for that.
Good. All right. I'm
Now,
using Doug Thompson here. Again, cryogenically treated. They come out black, but then when you sharpen them, they have it looks like normal steel, but it has definitely been treated. A little
Yeah, I'm
harder to sharpen, but they keep their edge a lot longer.
they do. I've got a Thompson bull gouge, which um, someone from the United States sent me free of charge,
Mm-hmm.
which I was much appreciative of.
Do you find the same thing, Wayne? It's a little tough to sharpen, but then once you
It
do,
is. It is a little tough to sharpen, but once it's sharp, and it's
yeah,
sharp for a long time.
yep,
now Heather's asking if the gold tip rubber Sorby can be sharpened on a CBN wheel. Yes,
Yes,
it
it
they
can.
can.
can. They surely can. I was when I was turning up in northern Ohio this last time. I had the North American sales rep for Sorby sitting right next to where he was turning right next to me, and that's what he was using. All of his tools were the nice, pretty gold ones.
Yeah, when I was taking classes from Alain Mayon in France, one of the things we did was took a whole lot of old bowl gouges that basically had no flutes left. We heated them up in a fire and reshaped them into new tools for making trees and flowers in different shapes.
There you go.
Um, so that their life isn't done when they get too short. Don't be too quick to throw them away.
So there you go, Jamie. Your life isn't finished when you get too short.
Thanks, Wayne.
Tell you what, I think I'm going to give this a little more of a cove up here toward the handle in. Just if it, I like the feel of it, but I think my wife would like it just a little more.
And that's something there's no right or wrong on. It's something you can do
Yeah,
to personal taste. And just
this could
because
be.
one,
It
yeah,
could just be straight. It doesn't have to have any curve to it.
yeah, just because one person does it one way means that's the only way.
And Mike has said, going back to the 70s again, was Robbins pecking through your gold top and red top milk to eat the cream? Yeah, we used to have that. But again, well, going back to the 60s, I still remember having milk delivered, and
Oh,
it was actually that cold that the cream actually expanded and burst the top off the top of the milk
Oh
bottle.
my!
yeah, I remember the horse-drawn wagon that used to deliver our milk. And in the wintertime, you had to be very careful to get it indoors fairly quickly.
I remember the glass bottles being delivered, going out on the porch in the morning, and there they were.
Yep.
Put the empties back in the little metal crate. The next morning they'd be full again.
Amazing, wasn't it, how that happened?
Oh yeah.
I used to like when the horses pulled the wagon either for the milk or for the coal, because as kids we always took out apple slices and fed them to the horses.
Ah, there you go. Get on the good side of the horse.
That's right.
Yeah, what we used to do after we used to have well, the scrap man come round um every sort of I think it was a Friday night. The scrap men came round with his horse and cart and used to pick up all the scrap that people were leaving outside for him. And whenever the scrap man came round with his horse and cart, we had to go out with buckets and spades and pick up all the horse crap to put on the bloody on the veggie patch.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
Or we go fishing down at the local creek, and all the catfish we'd bring back home, my mom would cut up and then dig into the garden. And Alex wants to know who will tell the truth, who pinched the orange off people's doorsteps.
Yeah, because the milkmen in the UK back in the day, as well as delivering milk, they used to deliver orange juice as well, bottles of orange juice as
Mm,
well. And
okay.
I never did that, Alex. Believe me, I never did that.
Now, Pete makes a good point. Handles should be hand sized. It really makes a big difference if making handles for people with arthritis. So, what he does is he gets them to grip softened plasticine to give them a shape that works for him.
That's an
That's a
excellent
great
idea.
idea,
Excellent.
Pete.
See, and
Yeah.
that's what gets me about people that make rattles for babies.
They make them with handles this size.
Yeah, they tend to make them with adult handle size rather than baby handle size.
Well, one thing the end
Just remember that, people.
the
Babies are
ends
small.
yeah, but remember too, the ends of the rattle can't be under an inch and a half diameter to be legally sold for children. So that might be why they're a little too big, and they become more memory things. And
Sanding this
No,
handle just a little better than I did the pestle uh, or the mortar because I won't be able to put this back on the lathe. The mortar I can put back on the lathe until I take the tenon off. So, or even after I take the tenon off, I think I can grab it, expand the jaws into the mouth of the bowl.
and Paul says they have a lot of small dairy farms that sell their milk from a vending machine on the farm.
Hmm.
all right.
Can't say I've ever seen that.
See, in there where I came from, town called Chesterley Street in County Durham. Again, way back in the 60s and probably early 70s. The main milk depot, all of the milkmen went out in electric milk delivery trucks.
Lucy was exclaiming about horse poo for the roses. Something else that's really good for roses are the skins from bananas and coffee grounds. So if you've used up your
Mm-hmm.
coffee grounds, don't throw them away. Just spread them around the base of your roses.
There you go.
And Gav says he can remember the rag and bone man.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, Gav, with the guy with the horse-drawn carriage picking up all the trash. That was the rag and bone man. Yep.
And Heather doesn't remember the milkman, but she does remember the bread man. All kinds of bread and desserts. True.
We didn't have a milk or bread man. We had
We didn't
milkman,
have
not
that.
bread. Now we do have services, food services to sell other things. Even still, like ice cream and other desserts. Sometimes they'll have a meat special going on.
And
Now,
Mike said,
Lucy has said the best milk vending machine is near Bungay in Suffolk, as they do raw milk. It's delicious. The only thing about raw milk is that unless you have been brought up on raw milk will probably make you ill because of the different types of bacteria that are
Mm-hmm.
in the raw milk.
now Mike makes a point that it's captive rings on rattles that worries him. Babies chew on everything, and captive rings are not too strong. And I agree with you, Mike. That's why on the inside of my rattles is where I put black eyed peas. And then I glue the two halves together and turn them.
Yeah,
Mm.
I tend to use rice.
Yeah, something that if it breaks and they spill out, the kids can pop it in their mouth and they're still not going to die from it.
All right.
Peter's just put in. We're still going back a while here. The Corona lorry. Now, Corona was a soda pop brand where they used to come round every sort of. I don't know. All these things tend to be Thursday or Friday nights. I still remember the chip van coming round on a Friday night with all the packs made up. Your fish and chips, whatever in chips, and they were actually thinking back, they were rotten because by the time they get to you, they're steamed.
Hmm.
Now, Doug, Holland Woodworks has a question for you. How certain are you that the base fits the curve of the bowl? And the reason he asks is when using the pestle, he finds it needs to be near perfect to keep from chasing the garlic around the bowl.
Exactly. This end does not. This is more round than the bottom. This end is pretty close. I don't have a way to check it before I take it off because it's against the headstock and I'm not holding it in the chuck. Um, but I know it's pretty close just by feel. And I put my parting tool away before I was ready for it to go away.
Now,
So
I remember again, way back when the ice cream man came round. Now, somebody's just said, it was Paul, has said, when the ice cream man is playing his tunes, it means he's run out. At least that's what we were told.
your
I,
parents
I, I,
lied to
I,
you.
I got very friendly with one of the ice cream men that came around our place and got to go in the van and everything, spend a bit of time with everything. And he suggested, why don't we set you up with a freezer outside of a working man's club on a Sunday lunchtime. Now, working men's clubs in the UK were very, very big in the 60s, 70s, 80s, probably going into the 90s. And Sunday afternoons, it always tended to be, they were open from sort of 12 o'clock lunchtime until about 2 o'clock. Then everybody would go home and have the Sunday lunch and everything. So I'm parked out there with this freezer of ice cream, selling ice cream blocks to people going home so they had something for the dessert. I made
Yeah.
a fair bit of money out of that.
Yeah, bet you
And
did.
Pete made a comment, being really honest, wooden things for babies, all you need is a stick with no finish on it because they don't want to look at it or shake it. They just want to bite
Would
it.
have bite it.
Ain't that the truth?
But you still have to keep it an inch and a half in diameter, Pete, because otherwise it's a choking hazard.
And Heather has said that she used to date the ice cream man in her teen years.
That would have been dangerous for me.
Yeah, and Lucy has said the meat draw at the clubs, various workmen's clubs used to have various things on, sort of meat draws and different things like this, where you maybe save up or you have a bit of a raffle to get some meat to take home.
You know, a skew works for that too, Doug.
That's what I was just working with, and it wasn't doing it the way I wanted it to. But yes, it will typically. Just a little quick hand sanding, and
You're right, Pete. It's only the ends that need to be an inch and a half in diameter. The center can be the size of Big Brother's finger.
uh, there was the you all probably didn't see it in England. Um, there was a what was the commercial? Anyway, this young boy is trying to feed his baby brother named Charlie,
Oh, and he bit
and
his finger.
Charlie bit his finger.
Oh
That
yes, yeah,
hurts, Charlie.
yeah. That's a viral video. That is.
Yes, yes, yes. That was an actual TV commercial that it got put on YouTube and went viral. It was huge. All right, that's about there. A little sanding on this end. This is the round end here. If I'd started with a little higher grit, it wouldn't have taken this long. But anyway, that's that. Give a little blow off. A little blow off. A little blow off.
Yeah,
Then we
Paul
get
has
a
said we had the fish and crab man in our local, and we were 70 miles from the sea. Yeah, we used to always have people coming around selling the pickled mussels and cockles and things like that. And after they'd gone out of the pub, then would have the Salvation Army coming in, trying to sell their oh God, I'm forgetting the name of the magazine now. Somebody will tell me. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But they came in after that and trying to sell off their magazines as well in the pub.
So there we have it, folks. There is a maple mortar. Beautiful little inclusion there. Gives it some nice character. And then the pestle. Go in there and fits the bottom very nicely
Excellent.
out of
And by putting it on by hand, you manage to soften your fingers.
absolutely. Absolutely. I love putting walnut oil on with my hands and just rub it in. Um, I found that if I rub the oil till it's semi dry, that it is in the wood. So,
Yeah.
and it does, like Ruby said, it does soften your hands. But that fits the bottom very nicely. It rolls around in the bottom very nice. I knew I had it guesstimated pretty close. I didn't know how close it was, but it's pretty close. But I'll sit here
Lots
and
of
rub this until it's fairly dry.
lots of nice comments coming in, Doug.
Well,
Yep.
thank you, everybody. This has been a good
And
one. It's
the thing about the Salvation Army, Lucy put in the war cry, but a couple of people have put in Watchtower, and I can't remember which one it was, but that's by the by. We're
Watchtower
getting
would be the
The Jehovah
Jehovah
Witnesses.
Witnesses. Yeah, that's
yeah,
their
okay,
magazine.
it was probably the war cry then. So really a hell of a lot of very nice comments coming in here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad everybody enjoyed that. This is something that'll be. It's a useful piece. It's not one of those decorative things you put on the wall. I did that big walnut piece a couple weeks ago, and everybody loves it that sees it. And that's just a decorative piece. It's a dust collector. This can be used. Somebody could sit this on a shelf there in their kitchen, or on a counter, even on a table, and just let it be. Or they could actually use it. So
Yep.
So
there we go.
I've got to ask Doug, are you going to do a few more of these to put in the shop?
I probably will.
Good
You
on
ask?
you.
Yes, I probably will. If I take this first one down, she will want more. I know I've got to do a bunch of seam rippers. I did those a couple years ago. Got down to the last two, and the last two sat there for months and months. And finally, two ladies came in, and I thought they were going to fight over them. They both wanted one. There was one for each of them, but one wanted one handle, and one wanted the other handle, and they didn't pick up the one they wanted first off. So they finally decided, oh yes, if we just switch them here, we'll both be happy. So that's what they did.
Yeah.
So I've got to do a bunch of those. I've got a bunch of goblets, some glass stemware. I'm going to cut the base off of and use make a wooden stem. Done those a few years ago as well. Those are quite nice. But
Yeah,
anyway,
if you can highlight me for a minute, I'll show the bowl that Heather did the drop dot painting on.
let's see. There we go.
Okay, so hopefully,
Absolutely.
Oh,
so
that's
by
nice.
Actually,
by learning different techniques and skills, maybe it'll focus.
absolutely. There's Heather does beautiful work. Matt Harbor in Detroit does very nice dot painting work. But yes, that's a couple of different folks you can watch
Yeah,
to kind of learn that technique. There are some others. There's plenty of others. So don't feel like there's only
And
two.
can I just say that
There
was
we are.
Ruby with her Aaron jumper on as well.
Oh
this
yeah,
is what he's calling a jumper. We call a sweater.
Okay.
yeah. See the
And it's
beautiful
comfortable. It's
design
got,
work in that. It's great.
yeah. Thank you, Wayne and Doug. But
Yes.
it's important that you look around at what skills are out there from other people, and then you can apply it to your own work.
Hmm.
And you never quit learning. Like
Right.
the art of points on YouTube has some really nice designs that you could incorporate into different turnings. So
Yeah, I mean, I did a couple of bowls a few years ago with a marbling effect,
Hmm. Hmm.
which I did live, and I learned that technique from looking at different art channels on
yeah,
YouTube.
Yes. There's also I've got the stuff to do it. There's another technique for doing that where you actually dip it, and
great.
I've got all the stuff to do it. I've got to get my containers together to do the mixing and to lay it out. The big, fairly large pan that's big enough for an entire piece to go in, and you got to have several pieces you're going to do it on at one time because if you don't, you're going to waste a lot of material. So.
Now, enchanted wood designs say no way I could hand paint like that. Tried pottery as a teenager in the 80s and was really bad. And I'm going to totally disagree with you. You can learn something like that. It's not as hard as you think. It's a
It's
case of
amazing.
have somebody show you or watch closely how they hold the tool, dip it in the paint, and apply it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and the other thing with what Doug was talking about, I think he was talking about hydro dip in there.
Yes.
it's
Um,
very similar. Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah,
well, it is.
which is a really good technique to
Right.
try. Um,
Just
I've
wear
done,
gloves.
Yeah.
I've done a few. I think I did a couple of videos on hydro dipping. I think I did a live as well.
Seems like you did. It's been quite a while back. You tried the one with the shaving cream.
Oh, well, I did the one with the shaving cream. That
That was
didn't work.
interesting.
Yeah, but for me, that didn't work. And now I watched the guy who did the shaving cream thing, and it looked absolutely brilliant. It
Sure.
really turned out very well. When I did it, it was a bunch of C. It
Right.
really was. I totally buggered that up when I did that, and yeah, it was a failure. Did I learn from it? Yeah.
Sure did. Let
And
me
Roger has put in that if anyone is interested, next week on Worldwide Woodturners, he will be doing a tangential turn piece.
that'll be good. That'll be
Yeah,
good.
it's going to be touch and go on whether I'm there because we have our wood show coming up.
Yes, you do. You sure do.
So
Let me show you this real quick and then
I love that. Very
just
well
as
done.
a together the two woods together look pretty nice. I debated. I thought about getting some oak, but oak is so porous. That's not the right term, but it's you know what I mean. The end grain is typically kind of porous. This mesquite is quite close grain, so and it's got some color to it, so it'll have some interest as well, not just the maple. So anyway, with that, I'm going to bring these guys back, and we're going to say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Night,
everybody.
folks.
Been a good time. Hope you've had a good time as well. Do come back in, leave a comment in the comment section. Uh, Hit the thumbs up if you would, and that will help without costing you a single thing. It'll help the channel tremendously. So thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to say good night. Hope you're able to spin them around.